Welcome everyone to London City Council meeting. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silent reflection. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk, please stand.
Mr. Russell? Present. Mr. Peters?
Here.
Mr. Robinson? Here. Mr. Hayes?
Present.
Mr. Hitt? Here. Mrs. Blazer? Mr. Smith?
Here. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes? Get a motion to, everyone, get a motion to approve the minutes?
Make a motion to approve this. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
By the same sign? Okay, it's approved. Communications and announcements, we don't have any. And public hearings, no public hearings. Audience concerns, we have one audience concern from Melody Earl. So if you please stand at the podium and state your name and address, please.
My name is Melody Earl. I live at 71 Laurel Street, London, Ohio. And some of you may recognize me. I've been here more than once concerning the upkeep of an alley. And I was told in no uncertain terms, even though it was London's property, they were not responsible for the upkeep. They don't have the money. So to fix their problem, you vacated the alley, and now my neighbor has it. So pay taxes and everything, and if he don't do the upkeep, he'll get a fine from the city. But anyway, it took him maybe an hour to get all the brush cleaned and hauled away. So, yesterday I looked out the window, and right across the street, the same alley, runs right. City of London's trucks out there, just to smoothen out the alley. I thought, what is up with that? They're not responsible for alleys no more. So today I looked out, there's a big dump truck out there. They're dumping something I think they call brine. What is this? Someone asked him if he lived there, and he said, yeah, he called up the city and said, this alley's kind of bumpy, can you come and fix it? And they said, no problem. They fixed it. So today he called them up and said, well, you know, it's all full of mud out here. Can you lay some gravel or something in it? They said, oh, no problem. Bam, there's dump truck. Now, what was the difference between him and me? Same alley. Across the world, same alley. Can't do mine because the city has no money. They're not responsible. But he called them up. Next day there, he got results. So, what's the problem?
What is it you needed, when you called, what did you need then?
Pardon?
When you called the city, what was it you wanted us to do, the street department to do?
I went to the mayor twice. I've been up here twice, at least twice.
What did you want, the holes fixed or the trash?
I wanted the alley cleared of the brush. There were numerous raccoons, possums, and everything back there. And he even laughed and said, well, why don't you get the raccoons to clear it? And the last time I was up here, I was told flat out, we're not doing it. We don't have the money. So next thing I hear, read it in Matt's Messenger, me and the lady that owns the property where I live. They're vacating it. So we come up here, and Jane Bennett said, don't you send people letters, property owners letters about this. Yeah. She didn't receive a letter. She didn't know they were vacating the property right there beside her. So Mr. Flynn took it off. And like I said, that was your solution to solving the problem. You passed it on. Which fine, if the city has no money to come and clear some brush, the city ain't got no money. But then, like I said, the same alley, just across Laurel, they're over there maybe a backhoe, maybe it's a front loader. They're smoothing it out. And today, a big dump truck, I think they call it grit, come and dumped it, smoothed it all out for him. And all he did was ask the city. I asked the city, I asked the mayor twice. I was in his office twice. I've been up here at these meetings. All this guy had to do is pick up the phone and say, hey, come fix my alley. And he did.
Now, is his alley overgrown, or is it an
No.
alley that's accessible? So my guess is,
The holes. He fixed the holes.
so my
Okay,
guess,
what it is, I'm on the Metropolitan Board, and we have an alley that is ours. And when there needs to be potholes in it, the city will come out and fill the potholes for us. They do that. Now, they don't come out and clear any brush off of it or anything, but they will come out and.
My point
clear potholes.
is, you told me we have no money. We don't do any upkeep on any alleys in London anymore.
Well, we do potholes, right?
Well, you didn't tell me that.
And I don't believe the statement, we have no money, is,
That's what I was told. There are too many
I don't-
alleys in London.
to maintain them all, to clear the brush away. You're absolutely correct. Now, alleys that are used as, okay, well, if you want to laugh at me, we can,
No, I mean, it's always something.
it's not always something.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It took this man who has now owns the property, and you know, he didn't want the property, but now he's got it, he's paying taxes on it, maybe an hour to go out there, and it was more than an hour, yesterday and today. 2 or 3 city employees. It wouldn't took him that long to clear my brush. But
We
you're
don't
telling,
clear brush. We don't clear brush. We do not clear brush. We will fix potholes, correct? We will fix potholes, but we will not cut down limbs, cut down trees, pull
Okay.
bushes.
And that's what you came in and asked for. And that's what we explained, that we don't do that because there's so many unused alleys that people use for their own personal driveways or cutbacks that aren't used as alleys that people get from one road to another.
okay, you fix potholes. This guy wanted the alley leveled out. He didn't say nothing about no potholes. Maybe ruts or something. So they come yesterday and leveled it. Potholes started going. No more potholes. He called him today and said, you know, it's awful muddy now. Come and lay some grind or whatever it was. And they did. So not only do they fix the potholes, they kind of pave them.
Is that part of the process?
There are free grindings that we get from when roads are torn up. We have a grinding pile that costs us no money to get, and we don't purchase those. They're a free asset to us.
Right.
And we lay those in alleys, yes.
And we do that all the time. though,
All the time.
Bill, because I know I'll see.
If it's a used alley, we maintain.
If it's a used alley, right, you want to maintain that. Fill in the potholes. There's a big alley there coming out of Huntington Bank, big potholes there, and I fill those in. It's
Okay.
highly used, lots of traffic going down those, so they do maintain those as far as filling in holes. But brush and trees, they don't do that.
Okay, the first time I brought this up, the very first time, the mayor sent someone out to clear it. And they laid a little bit of, I don't know, asphalt or what it was. Why didn't they lay brine or whatever all the way through the alley then?
We might not have had it at that point. How long ago was that?
Oh, it's about 2 years ago.
No, it was before I took this position. It was cleared out for you because you wanted a parking space. and there
No,
was
I didn't want
parking
parking
space at your
spaces.
house, yes.
No, I don't park back there, I don't want parking spaces.
And you were told at that point in time that it had to be maintained by the property owners of brush and mowing. We did not mow and go and clear brush.
I never said anything about parking, I would never want to park back there.
And Mr. Flynn, and the alley was vacated and it went to all the property owners. It did not just go to Mr. Flynn.
I know it went to Miss Beather, and she wasn't even notified it was belonged to her.
You just.
Letters were sent out. Letters
She
were
didn't
sent
receive
out.
that.
Oh, well,
I talked to her probably 3 times in my office. She came in personally and I spoke to her 3 times about it, and she was going back and forth of whether she wanted to take it or not. So she was notified and I had
Okay.
lengthy discussions with her.
So anyway, you're telling me because after the brush was cleared, you couldn't come and lay anything to keep it down?
You never maintained clearing the brush and mowing it. So we're not gonna keep coming back and clearing brush every time.
It's not my alley. No, what I'm trying to say is,
I have an alley behind my property and the side of my property. The alley beside my property is used through several garages. So the city black puts down chips, grindings for that. The alley that runs behind me is a grass alley. I mow it all summer long. I weed it. I keep the brush down.
The
I
only
did that for
reason-
30-some years.
the only reason I thought the city would help me was the first time you did. And you didn't say anything then about this one-time offer only, we can't do this no more.
Yes, ma'am, we discussed it at a council meeting right here because you told the property owners they didn't have to maintain the alley.
They don't.
And we told you, yes, you do. It's no different than a right-of-way. The right-of-way in front of your property is your property to maintain.
Okay, then why didn't the guy across the street have to maintain it instead of the city truck coming?
It has grindings. It cuts across to another street.
Okay.
You're talking about an alley that, the alley by you, no one uses. No one uses to like get to another road or use as a
No,
quote
my
unquote.
point
Okay.
You said it was a city property, but it wasn't your responsibility.
Okay, may I finish now?
Yeah.
So, the alley next to you does not go to another road. People didn't use it like a road. It was used because there was a garage illegally built on it. And and nobody used it as a alley that cut through. Now, if there is an alley that cuts through and is used as a road, we will take free grindings and chippings and put them down. We will not go in and cut all the brush away and maintain property that people are using as their own personal property anyway.
I have lived in London for 70 years.
Okay.
I grew up on Maple Street, right down the corner from that alley. And trust me, that alley was used.
What, the one, yours?
Yes,
What, it when? In
Probably when the
60
trash
years ago?
Used to go through the alley.
yes.
Are you talking about 60 years ago? I'm talking about, like, when was the last time that was used as a road?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I can say it's, what, built over 20 years ago? I mean,
Okay, so-
they built a garage on it.
I'm just saying, if the alleys were your responsibility, and you tell me we can't do anything about any alleys because we don't have the funds, and then you do something about an alley.
Well, Ms. Earls, what we want you to, hear here is that we're saying that the alley that they maintain today, or in the recent past here, it's an alley that's currently used. It gets you from one street to another. I understand the street that you're talking, the alley you're talking about, isn't used by anyone at all, and it has a garage on it,
Yes.
and it's not used at all. So the
How did it
city
get a
definitely
garage?
would not maintain an alley that is not being used at all.
That was
You
before
know,
my
and
time.
I think that's the issue that we're looking at here. You're comparing an alley that's actually used to get people from one street to another versus an alley that's not used at all.
But when I first come with this complaint, you did not say, we will maintain alleys that are used, won't maintain alleys that aren't. You said, we will maintain no alleys. We do not have the funds.
Well, they do maintain alleys, and they do
Okay.
that all the time.
Okay,
It's trimming and brush.
so then
Right.
why did they tell me
Just
that?
the trimming, we don't do that.
Because your
As time
ask was
goes
for
on-
trim.
As time goes on, we're new administration, everything's good. As time goes on, we've run into things that, well, we shouldn't do this now, where it maybe had been done in the past. And we didn't give you all the information because we were just dealing with what your request was, to get the brush pulled away. And we were answering your question, and they were responding to your, what you needed to get the brush and the weeds and the raccoons out.
Yes.
And so we told you, we don't do that. Now, no, we did not tell you, but we will do this.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. And we, you know what, we apologize for not doing that. We did not, it's a lesson well learned, maybe in the future, we may need to tell them, no, we can't do this, but this is what we can do, if applicable. But that seems to be what's happening. We just didn't give you all the, are you happy with the alley?
Well, that's what I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, I went out there and fixed it, and it was like,
It's
well,
fixed
the
now.
city's done that.
Right.
Clean and
Right.
no potholes, so,
So now it's maintained by the new property
yeah.
owner.
And if it gets a pothole, they'll fix the
Then
pothole.
that'll-
No, you won't fix the potholes,
The
because
property
they
owner's
don't
own
pay for
it,
it.
so that's theirs. to
Okay,
take care of.
okay.
All right, well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, on to our committee reports. Mr. Smith.
I don't have much to report. I know the sanitation department had some issues with some trucks, and that did cause some delays, but they've been working really hard on that. And like, we'll deal with legislation tonight that we gave them the okay to spend up to $130,000. We just need to allocate the rest of those funds so that they can spend that money, make it available, and we'll go over that. And that's pretty much all I have, other than what we'll go over in the legislation.
Mr. Higgins.
Safety committee meeting is this coming Tuesday the 10th at 6 o'clock in the meeting room over here.
Okay, Mr. Hayes.
Properties meeting will be March 25th, 7 o'clock here. That's all I have. I have nothing at this point.
Public service next Wednesday, March 11th at 1 p.m. Mrs. Russell.
Finance committee, March 9th, 6 p.m. in the conference room.
On to our city official reports.
Good evening, thanks everyone for coming out tonight. I want to welcome the scouts for coming out tonight. You guys got to see a little bit of fun already, so sometimes these are real super boring, so at least you guys got a little bit of fun. And I'll see you Monday, I believe, right? Monday? Yes. On February 24th, our team met with representatives from the Ohio and U.S. EPA about the East Water Plant. We had a tour through the facility and then came back to City Hall to get into some conversations. After a very informal and thorough meeting, we have come up with an option that may remedy the issues. The EPA will be bringing in a test pilot program that should remove the ammonia from the water. At the same time, we will start to work with an engineering firm that specializes in this type of equipment. After extensive testing, we will have the data and a better idea of maybe the type and size of equipment that will be needed to come in and treat the water if that test program works. All this is great news, and we hope that this extra step will help take care of the issue and take the ammonia out of the water. But I do want to thank the Ohio and U.S. EPA for taking time and coming out and meeting at the same time and having these discussions with us and helping us brainstorm to come up with hopefully a possible solution for the East Water Plant. The Republican Central Committee will be having their appointment meeting for the position of London City Auditor on Monday, March 16th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall in the conference room. If you know anyone who is interested in this position, they need to send a resume or a letter of interest to the chairman of the party, which is Nick Atkins, at nickatkinslaw@gmail. That's nickatkinslaw@gmail.com. So if you guys know anyone, please make sure that they send their resume or a letter of interest. The Park Avenue reconstruction project is underway. If you haven't driven down North Walnut, or if you have, you have seen the big, huge hole that used to be where the crumbling bridge was. So the project seems to be progressing right along and doing well. Just a reminder that Park Avenue will be closing down completely at some point and only be open to through traffic. But if anyone needs access to Madison Health or the Park Avenue Medical Building, they'll need to enter Park Avenue from North Main Street. So I know that's going to be a big issue. I really don't want to say issue, but the thing that people need to know the most. If you need to get to the entrance of Madison Health, to the emergency room, or to the Park Avenue Medical Building, please enter Park Avenue off of North Main Street. Just a reminder that everyone needs to get out and vote on March 17th. So before you go out and head out with your green shirt on to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, make sure you get out and vote first. But speaking of voting, I did have the pleasure of going to London's elementary school today and was able to read to all the second graders for Read Across America Day. I chose the book, One Vote, Two Votes, I Vote, You Vote, which is a cat in the hat book. This book helps kids understand the voting process and why people need to get out and vote. So I want to thank the schools once again for having me out, and also the LPD, the police officers here in town, London Police. Chief Nickel was out, Officer Gabo was out there also reading to the kids today. So it's great to see them also getting out there and being involved in the community. So thanks to them. The MOLO fun fact this week is the number 2. That is the number of state championships that were brought into London on February 22nd. I want to congratulate Grace Jones from London City Schools for winning the first wrestling state championship and Ohio's first girls state championship at 116 pounds. Also want to congratulate the Madison County Board of Developmental Disabilities Tigers Special Olympics Black Team for winning the Division III State Basketball Championship. All these athletes are proof that if you work hard, that anything is possible. And besides all of them excelling in athletics, they're also great people and a positive impact on the city of London. So maybe give them a round of applause. That's all I have. So I like it. So if anyone has any questions for me?
In regards to the auditor position, one of the requirements is that they need to live in.
They have, yeah, so they need to live within the city of London, London proper, if you want to call it that, within the city limits of London to be able to become the city auditor. Yep. Anything else? Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other official reports? Okay, one. Old business, ready for our third reading, Resolution 10620, with a motion to read by title only.
Resolution 10620, sponsored by Anthony Smith, a resolution revising job descriptions.
So this legislation is covering our superintendent. Dan's getting ready to retire, and basically what we're going to do is we are going to lower the requirements back down to the same path of how we hired Dan. So an individual that comes in, this will change their classification. They will not have to have a class 4 certification. They can have a class 3, but they will have to obtain the class 4 within 2 years from their hire date. They still have to have like a minimum of 5 years experience and training. They have a whole other list there of other requirements they have to meet. But this is just to help give us more of a selection of candidates looking to replace Dan. So, okay.
That's our third reading. We have any other discussion on that? Okay.
If anybody has any questions, I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Carries. Ready for our second reading, Ordinance 11620. Motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Clerk, please.
Ordinance 11620, sponsored by Brenda Russell, and ordinance amending section 5.01 of the City Policy and Procedure Manual.
Okay, this is the ordinance that's, where we are going to change the payoff percentage for the non-union employees that are retiring to be equal to the percentage that the union employees get. After 25 years, up to 960 hours, they get paid 50%.
Correct.
All right, so leave that on for one more reading. Is there any further discussion? Questions? Okay, one for a third reading. One to new business, Resolution 12020. Get a motion to read by title and number.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, clerk.
Resolution 12020, sponsored by Brenda Russell, a resolution authorizing an auditor to transfer funds during 2020.
Okay, these are normal transfers that we approved in our budget in 2019 that are normally issued out to the different departments, they're transfers. For example, the sewer may transfer some money to the water department to help them with meters or something. And these are normal transfers that we have here. Do we need to suspend that? Yes. And we just got the, we need to suspend it?
Yeah,
And it's an emergency?
yeah.
Okay. It's not listed as emergency?
Well, even so, if you suspend it, it gives us 30 days.
Okay, so I make, any questions on these? Okay, I make a motion to suspend.
Do we need to?
We don't need to.
You don't need to.
We're just going to
Yeah.
suspend.
Okay. So we have a motion to suspend.
I'll second.
Okay. Would you please take the roll?
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
I make a motion to adopt.
Second.
I'll second.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance 12120, need a motion to read by title number.
So moved.
Second.
You don't have to suspend on that. This is.
Ordinance 12120, sponsored by Rich Hayes, and ordinance amending 1228 of the codified ordinances.
Okay, basically what this entails, developers, we come in and develop new streets. What we're gonna have them do, we're gonna have them give us an extra street sign for every street that there is, and an extra traffic control sign for every traffic control sign that there is. They shall also include the brackets, the hardware, and the post. And no cost to the city.
So I imagine that this would help us with the long-term maintenance of those signs, so that when they start to fall apart or brackets break or something, right, and then that would come out of the city funds in order to.
I would make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule on this.
A second.
Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Motion to adopt.
Make a motion to adopt.
A second.
Clerk, would you please?
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
And Peters?
Yes.
Motion carries. On to ordinance 12220, a motion to read by title and number.
Second.
Clerk, would you please?
Ordinance 12220, sponsored by Josh Peters, and ordinance amending 1064 of the codified ordinances.
We're going to change the fee service for brush clippings. That was previously $25. We're going to bump it up to $50. Ready, so. This basically,
Just a 50. Yeah.
nice Pat.
There you go.
This also, the availability for service will be on the second or fourth Monday of each month. If you want this service, you just got to call ahead and pay the $50 in advance fee. So is there any other questions or concerns with this?
I believe we talked in public service that the $50 just covers we're not making any money, it just covers the employee going out there and taking it.
Okay, any further discussion?
If there's no other questions, I move to suspend.
Second.
First and second, clerk, would you please take the roll?
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Okay, and a motion to adopt.
So moved.
So, clerk, would you please?
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 12320, motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, please.
Resolution 12320, sponsored by Anthony Smith, a resolution increasing appropriations.
So again, this is just moving money so that they're able to spend it. We've already approved, give them the okay to spend the $130,000. Just for within their budget, we need to move it to almost like a different account, if I'm understanding everything correctly. Hopefully, we will have a new truck very soon. You know, Les has just been trying to be really patient. He's been working, I guess you would almost call him like a broker. He gets trucks out of Texas. So these trucks are in really good shape. They're not very old at all. And so far, the prices on them have been very competitive compared to other places. So that's why we've been trying to hold out. He's supposed to have 2 of them coming up very soon. We're not buying both of them, we're just looking at the one. So, does anybody have any questions?
Is this going to a separate line, but it's still available for the purchase of a truck?
Correct. Yeah, this is not 130 and then giving them the permission to spend another 50. So this is not 180 total. This is still only the 130. This is just moving the money so that they're able to spend it.
So this, that 50 is coming out of 130?
Correct. Yes, it is not 130 plus the 50.
Okay. Now, what kind of truck is this?
For a trash truck.
What type is
So we're putting out, we have to put a bid out. We'll be putting a bid out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't just, he's working with the gentleman just to kind of get an idea of how we should build our bid. So we'll put a bid out, you know, all the different specifications. One thing we're definitely looking for is a dual axle, tandem axle, so be easier on our streets, and then also the front loader. So, but we hope to have that bid out soon.
And what are council's wishes here?
So does anybody have any other questions? If anybody doesn't have any questions, I'll make a motion to suspend this reading rule.
Second?
Motion and second. Clerk, please.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Hitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
And motion to adopt.
Second?
Clerk, please.
Hayes?
Yes.
Hitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell? Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance 12420. This is one of the ordinance that we have here. Get a motion to read by title or number. Second.
Second.
Clerk, please.
Resolution 12420, sponsored by Brenda Russell, a resolution authorizing the auditor's warrant for payment.
This is an ordinance that was not on the agenda because we didn't receive it until today, so I don't want to go on record the reason why it's not on the agenda. It's a payment for the fire and police pensions of November and December totaling $96,647.01. We just received the reports today so that we could make these payments, and this needs to be suspended. It is an emergency. Any questions? This is the city's portion of the payments.
So it's already come out of their pay, and this is the city's.
Their portion, this is just the city's portion.
How much was it again?
$96,647.
Okay.
That's for November, December,
Yeah.
2019.
Do you guys have any questions about this? It's just, we have to pay our portion of the pension, so we need to get it in.
And a motion to
I'll
suspend.
make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
Second?
Clerk, please.
Hitt?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
The motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second?
Clerk, please.
Smith?
Yes.
Russell?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Hitt?
Yes.
The motion carries. So one to roundtable. We'll start with Mrs. Russell.
I'd just like to thank the Boy Scouts for coming out tonight. I hope we didn't confuse you too much. If you have any questions, ask Henry. And I just want to thank Pat and the the administration, the BPU, for getting the move on this water plant. And I really appreciate that we have something that we can tell the people. Next finance meeting, March 9th, 6 p.m.
Yeah. And if anybody has any more questions, want to go in more in depth on the plant, we did speak about it at the BPU meeting, but I have a picture of what they used in another area. It's a little tough to explain, but what it is it'll send the water through gravel, and the gravel starts to get mold on it, and then that's what eats the ammonia as it goes through. So it's more scientific, but yes,
It's a biological solution.
And is it moss that it goes through?
Yeah.
yeah, and sand also. So, and it's worked in other areas. So.
Thank you.
Mr. Peters?
Just thank the Boy Scouts for coming out tonight, and the next public service meeting again will be next Wednesday, March 11th at 1 p.m.
I just want to thank the Scouts for coming out. This past weekend, Josh and I went to the LML council training. A lot of information. It was really, really beneficial. Just appreciate the city for allowing us to go. So.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight, especially thank the Scouts. You guys are the backbone of the country. You don't know that, but you are. I was a Boy Scout when I was a young boy. I think I was what they call, is there something called a scribe?
Yep.
Scribe?
Yep.
Take notes, is that correct?
Yep.
Boy, my memory's good. A long time ago. But thank you. Appreciate the Scout leaders taking the time and the energy and doing your civic duty. We want to thank all departments of the city for jobs well done. And next safety meeting will be on March 10th at 6 p.m. in the annex over here. And the next properties meeting will be on March 25th at 7 o'clock in the annex right behind us here. God bless.
Thanks to the Scouts for coming out. And I want to urge everyone to get out and vote for primaries on the 17th. Your vote matters, and elections make a difference.
Mr. Smith?
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and excited to see Dairy Queen getting ready to open. I'm from Hillsboro, Ohio, so I have great memories of their cummies and doing, the ice cream. Just brings back a lot of memories. Was going to share a story, but we have Boy Scouts here, so I'll leave that one away. But I had to do this skipping school. The next BPU meeting, well, just lunch, just my lunch period. Board of Public Utilities will have a meeting March 26th at 6:30, and that's all I have.
All right. Just want to remind everyone to go out and vote March 17th. Good to see the Scouts here, Troop 104, First United Methodist Church. My son is actually a member of that, but he's so busy he has about 4 badges left. So he'll be there. But you guys are learning a lot of life skills, and you guys are the leaders of the future, whether you know it or not. So take in everything that you're learning now, and later in life you'll see where that's going to apply at. So if there be nothing further, get a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.